daily, or at least with us on Friday night. And so we have the inimitable Willa Bruckner and Claudia Woodward tonight to share with us. And there's some Jeff, I presume, is clapping. And I'm going to hand it off to Willa to share with us tonight.
Thank you, Rabbi. So this is a reflection that grows out of a health crisis that I faced recently, starting in the early days of COVID-19. And it included an unplanned surgery and several days in the hospital and some complications. And because of the COVID restrictions, no one in my family or my broader support group could be with me. It was painful and scary, and I've thought a lot about what got me through. So this is some thoughts about what that was. During the upcoming holiday season, we acknowledge our vulnerability before God. On Yom Kippur, we ask God to treat us mercifully, to deal with us kindly, in spite of our imperfections, our human failings, and our less than ideal behavior. We feel vulnerable in our hearts and also our bodies as we refrain from meeting our most basic physical needs. After Yom Kippur, we turn immediately to the joyous celebration of Sukkot. Again, we face vulnerability. As we eat in the Sukkah, we are at the mercy of the elements: hot, cold, rain, maybe even snow. But there is a fundamental difference in our perspective on Sukkot. We are surrounded by the abundance of harvest and by creativity and joy in a family or community decorated Sukkah. All too often, and not just during these holidays, we are reminded that we're vulnerable, that we do not get to select our circumstances. None of us go looking for strife, illness, a troubled world, pandemic isolation. That is not what we would have chosen if only we had been asked. But we are not asked, and we won't be. And yet, we can choose one thing always. And in so choosing, we can find our way through. Choose life. Choose life with all its imperfections and failings. Embrace life's stubborn difficulties and fumbling uncertainties. Show life the compassion and forgiveness that we plead for ourselves on Yom Kippur. If we open our hearts and souls to all of life, life will reveal its multitude of blessings. Blessings of love and laughter and learning, of grace and humanity, awe and wonder, of patience, humility, and gratitude. We can gather the blessings even as we feel our most vulnerable and wrap ourselves in abundance and joy in the Sukkah of continued renewal. Moment to moment, choose life, and we will lift ourselves up. Shabbat Shalom.
I now turn it over to Claudia Woodward, who will unmute herself.
Hello, everyone.
Shalom.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Well, you know, I thought that I would sing a song because that's what I usually do. So I did some research and I looked around, but I didn't really find anything, and I'm not good at writing songs. So I ended up finding something that I really, really liked, and I decided I was just going to read this to you. And it's adapted from The Road to Resilience, written by Sherry Mandel.
Wait, Claudia, can we just pause for a second? You are not going to lead a song right now.
I am not leading a song. There will be no singing.
You are not going to lead a song right now.
I am not going to sing.
All right, I just want to confirm that I might faint. I cannot wait to hear this. Please continue.
Okay, well, maybe I'll rap it. Would that be okay? So the idea of resilience is huge, especially as the children are getting ready to come back to school, hence the word chaos, because I've been in in-service for 2 weeks. So we're pretty much in chaos right now. Resilience is what we try to teach the children, that whatever happens, they will be all right. They will come through this. But this is about resilience from a Jewish perspective. And it's from Road to Resilience by Sherry Mandel, because the Jewish people are masters of resilience. So these are not my words. These are adapted from Sherry Mandel's words. And this isn't something that people are just born with. It's something that we develop. It's something we learn. And these are the 7 spiritual steps of resilience. And it begins in chaos, because most people are terrified of this state. Chaos is frightening, but if you don't enter chaos and embrace it, you may never leave the pain behind. The word chaos in Hebrew refers to tohu, the state of desolation and emptiness accompanying the creation of the world. But Rashi's comment on the word for chaos in the creation story tells us that a person would be astonished and amazed at witnessing the void at the center of the world. Even in chaos, there is a sense of astonishment. You can't see it when you're in the middle of it, but there is wonder waiting for you. The second step is community. So chaos will vanish and we will enter community. Okay, well, maybe it won't work. Thank you. You can't handle this alone. You need community. We're responsible for one another. Resilience is the ability to receive the kindness that others will give you, to let other people in. One of the wonders of Jewish life, as I've discovered, is the strength and power of community. In Jewish life, the community is responsible for everyone who suffers. We gather together. The third step is choice. The world is predicated on free choice. One of the first things that Hashem offered Adam in the Garden of Eden was the choice of eating from the tree of knowledge. He was the one who decided. You have the possibility of making choices. They may bring you comfort, they may bring you pain, but they are your choices. The biggest choice may be to allow whatever has happened to you to bring you closer to Hashem. Fourth is creativity. Hashem is the master of creativity, and we can translate our pain into something creative, into renewal. We can find coherence even when it doesn't seem like there is any. For example, we made a mosaic a few years ago at JCOGS, and I learned that even when you make a mistake, it becomes part of the pattern. It becomes beautiful if you allow it to be whatever it is. The revised design may be more original and beautiful than what you had planned. You may also create a new self, one who is more courageous and compassionate. So allow creativity to flow from pain. The next step is commemoration. And this is something we're very good at. Initially, we want to deny or repress difficult experiences, but Judaism is all about remembering. When we remember our personal and collective histories, we learn from the past in order to inform the present. In fact, research has found that children who know their family's stories are more resilient than other children. Our knowledge of the Jewish national story may in fact contribute to the national resilience of the Jewish people. So we remember, we commemorate. Next is consecration. The very thing that could have destroyed you has now been transformed to a sense of mission in your life. Each suffering has a message to disclose. The message will tell you what action you need to take to heal your corner of the world. In Psalm 118, we hear, "The stone the builders discarded has become the cornerstone." In this way, resilience is not necessarily a process of closure, but of disclosure. And the last step, one of my favorites, celebration. In finding your mission, transforming your fate to destiny, you experience an expanded sense of self, and in that expansion, there is celebration. So we follow the steps from chaos through to celebration, and we go into the pain to come out stronger and rejoice that we have survived. Resilience is about becoming, not overcoming. When you face a trauma, you're in danger of breaking apart. You may even fear you could lose your mind. Yet that same sense of vulnerability and fracture can lead you toward connecting to something greater than yourself, connecting to others and to the divine. And on that note, I will not sing a note.